Hey guys, Justin here with That Christian Vlogger. Hope all is going well for you guys. I would love your prayers at this moment. My shoulder, I woke up feeling like really messed up. As many of you guys know, I was jumped in Philadelphia a few weeks ago. Isn't feeling so awesome, so I'd love you guys' prayers. Anyways, let's get started. In yesterday's video, I spoke about the concept of spiritual gifts, and the main thing that I was trying to emphasize about spiritual gifts in that video is that God has gifted every single one of us with a unique and different set of skills. Now, some of these skills are the more traditional things that we think about when it comes to, church, like preaching or singing or leading a congregation, but these aren't the only types of skills that God gives. On the website that I cited, spiritualgiftstest.com, they talked about several types of categories of gifts that are out there. And this list isn't exhaustive by any means, but it gives you a general idea of what is out there. I remember back a few years ago when I was talking to an aunt of mine back in California. You see, I was trying to raise some money to go to the Philippines for the first time and do a mission trip overseas. And so I had asked her if she would be willing to help me. And of course, much like many of you guys would probably understand, I was pretty bashful for asking for money like that. It wasn't really something that I had done before, and I felt pretty self-conscious about it. However, her response really blew me away. Instead of kind of like sighing and saying, fine, I'll give you some money, somewhat like grudgingly, she was actually really excited. She even thanked me for asking her. She told me that Christians all have different gifts from God and that her specific gift was the gift of giving. She said that God had gifted her with the ability to earn and to manage money really well, and that she knew one way for her to serve God was actually to support missionaries and projects that she believed God was leading. You see, the Bible says in Ephesians 4 that God has given a gift to each and every believer when they come to Him. Even skills like cooking or songwriting can actually be spiritual gifts when we choose to use them for God. Paul even mentions that singleness could be a gift of the Spirit, and obviously that wasn't one that I got. The purpose of us having these spiritual gifts is explained in 1 Peter 4:10. It says, as each one has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace, in order that in everything God may be glorified through Jesus Christ. You see, our gifts exist not for some selfish purpose, but so that we can use them to minister to other people. By tapping into the gifts that God has given us, we get to make the world a better place and show God's love to the people that are around us. This notion that only the pastor or the evangelist is involved in being used by God is just quite honestly a myth. Ministry isn't something that only takes place on the weekends during the divine service, but ministry is something that really should influence our day-to-day life. It takes place in the way that we treat each other and the way that we build each other up. And I'm sure that we can all agree that this is what the world really needs. So many people are involved with tearing each other down, but God desires that we actually use our gifts to build each other up. So what were my gifts and what did I learn from this experience and taking this test? Turns out that my 3 strongest gifts according to the test were faith, administration, and knowledge. I was a little bit surprised at these, but it made sense with how my life has been unfolding recently. I told you yesterday that I thought that teaching was going to be my highest gift, and I did score well for that one, but these 3 were definitely the highest. Which, if I apply to how things have been turning out this last month, this really does make a lot of sense. Quitting my job and going out into the unknown definitely is only possible with faith. The website said that those who have this spiritual gift generally are the people who live in a very bold way. They are people who are willing to go out on a limb for God and to charter unknown waters. Knowledge made sense to me, as I've definitely been trying to apply that skill set here on this channel as I get to share with you guys what I learn every single week. But it was administration. This was the spiritual gift that stood out the most to me. The website says that people with this gift generally are used by God to guide and to direct groups of people towards a common goal. And I've definitely seen this to be true in the ministries that I've participated in the past, but how I apply this to my YouTube ministry, this is the one that has really got me stumped. To To be honest, I'm not quite sure how to apply this gift of administration or leadership through this online ministry, and I'm really excited to see how God continues to lead me to use my gifts for Him. So when you get a chance, go ahead and take the test and find out what spiritual gifts you have. The link to the website will be down below. It is a 105 question test, but the questions are easy and there are no wrong answers. So budget maybe about 20 minutes of your time to take the test, and when you're done with it, let me know your results in the comment section below. Do you think that this test is accurate, and what did you learn about yourself from this test? And more importantly, where do you think God is going to lead you to use these gifts for His glory? I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys soon. As always, I just want to give a quick thank you to all of my amazing patrons for making this video possible. And if you're one of those people who happen to have the gift of giving and would like to support this channel, you can do so by going to the website patreon.com/thatchristianvlogger. Until next time, I'm That Christian Vlogger, and I want to encourage you to experience faith in the first person. God bless. Fun fact for the day, did you know that while dogs are actually mentioned 41 times in the Bible, cats are actually never mentioned once?